Good morning, everybody, and welcome back to Fortunate Creations. I'm Kim. This is Coffee with Kim. Made myself a new mug with sparkly stuff. This channel is about all things crafting, a lot of yarn, a lot of crochet, and a lot of other stuff. So today I want to show you a project I'm working on for my daughter for her baby shower. Oh, that's good coffee. Then I also want to go over some terms that I've learned that I was surprised that even a couple other YouTubers that I watch hadn't known a couple, so I wrote them down because it's always fun. Like I said, it's always fun to learn. And look, here I go again. I am so sorry. I never yawn unless I'm here talking to you guys. So, why don't we get right into it? So, I finished the, what are they called? Favors. Woo! I finished the favors, and then I've been telling you that I have the milestone markers that I'm having for the baby. So, here's one of them. And they set the baby up next to it, and then they put these. So I got 1 month and 2 months. I got them done. But then I had to get the others prepped. So all I did was I went to Michael's, and these little things, they're like, I don't know, 25 or no 50 cents each maybe. So I got them, peeled the sticker off the back, and then I just lightly brushed them with white paint, and then over top of the white paint I just kind of dusted in a little bit of blue. So 2 different colors, you know, no pattern really, because I'm just wanted to give it the effect, you know, where you can see a little bit of color but not have a lot. So I'm working on that. I've got my Cricut all set up. I'm going to print all those out and spend the rest of the time, you know, putting them on and applying them. Oh, let me ask you, should I put, what is that stuff called? The sealant. Oh my goodness, I knew it until I started saying it. Mod Podge. Should I put Mod Podge over it to seal it, or just leave it like it is? I mean, it's permanent vinyl, so I don't think it's coming off, but let me know your thoughts. Let me know if you would put Mod Podge over it. There we go, got the label off. And I might sign one of them, just like the first one, just say, you know, love mom on the back of that. So I'm starting that. If you hear I'm stuffy, I think I'm starting to get a little cold. That'll happen, which isn't bad because I haven't had a cold in, I can't remember how long. So if it is, it is. Let it come and then let it go. And, you know, it's not, you can't slow me down, right? I got too much to do. So let's, update on my, oops, I ordered too much. I got it all put away. And there was a huge pile right there. Now there's a littler pile, but these are just empty boxes. And then this is in the way. But I got just a couple things left to put away, and these are all empty cardboard boxes. I'm deciding if I want them or not. Maybe use them for something else, but I got all that put away. I got all the Christmas stuff packed. That was huge. I found a spot in my closet where I could use, I'm trying to get more organized using space better. Like if you look at this shelf over here in the corner, I was looking at it this morning saying, okay, I'm wasting a lot of space over there. And the same with the closet behind me over here. I'm wasting a lot of space. So what I'm trying to do is think smarter, be a little bit more organized, and use my space better. So I redid some of my closet, and I found a perfect spot for all the Christmas ornaments and the Christmas crafts. So those are in there. So yeah, I can actually see the floor, most of it. And it feels a lot better. Oh, excuse me. It feels a lot better. Less clutter. Declutters my brain, you know? So, all right. So, as I said, I was writing down some terms, okay, that I've been hearing. So, let's start with frog. So, I didn't realize until I learned that frog means to pull something out. Whip is work in progress. Stitch multiple. How much it takes to make a certain pattern. I may have gone over those before, but these I know I haven't. Yarn barf. Let me just tell you. Yarn barf happened to me so bad yesterday. I had a brand new skein of yarn, and I like to start from the center. So I get the yarn. I wish I could find it. I think I got so mad I just tucked it away. So I go to pull out, and sometimes you got to reach in with your finger and pull out a little bit so that it starts and you can find the end. So I reach in, I pull out a little bit, not the end. Go to pull out a little bit more, and this huge clump came out. I really want to show you. Those are my neat ones. Well, anyway. This huge clump came out, and I got so annoyed. I was like, oh my goodness. So, still no end. I couldn't find the end to start with. So I reached in the other end to see if the end to start was there. By now, I've already got a, as my dad would call it, a rat's nest of yarn barf on the table. So the project that I was going to make, I was going to use my knitting machine and make a hat out of this. And so that's gone now, because now I have to take the time that I had to make this hat. I have to try to figure out this glob of yarn. So I said, okay, I'll take the other end, the one that's around the outside, and I will start a ball. So here I am, because I don't have one of those automatic winders yet, but I think after this I might order myself one. So I'm winding and winding and winding, and I get halfway through it, and I'm like, no, my patience are, no, I'm not doing this. So I literally just took the whole glob of it and chucked it in. I think it's behind there, but I'm like, yarn barf is not okay. It's very annoying, to tell you the truth. Yeah. So anyway, yarn barf. And then I learned a funny one. I was watching Thriss and Stitches on Christmas Day. I was just kind of hanging out. She had a live going on. And I was just watching, and she said, and I love it because it's perfect. She said, I get start-itis, which means you just want to start something new. You might be working on a project for a while, and then you get bored or you get antsy. I get it all the time. I get it all the time. So she said start-itis. So that's when you just want to keep starting something else, something else, something else. How funny is that? Cracked me right up. So I don't know why I just did that. But so start-itis, I love that. Let's see. I also learned in the chat during that live, UFO means unfinished projects. Unfinished, UFP, unfinished projects. Or UFO, unfinished objects. I only have one of those right now, and that is my calendar blanket, but I just got my red yarn yesterday, so I will be able to start working on that. So, unfinished projects. So, what else? Foth, F-O-T-H, fresh off the hook. Fresh off the hook. I love it, fresh off the hook. And then here's one, used to have a different meaning, a hooker. A hooker is anyone who loves to use a crochet hook. So me, myself, that would be me. These are fun. Okay, LYS, local yarn store. So these are kind of like abbreviations you would use texting, but instead these are like when you're on a live and you're chatting. C-A-L, crochet along. They call it a cal. That's fun. I learned that from Juan the Yarn Addict. You see, the more I watch everybody that's been doing this, the more I learn and the better it is. So it's pretty cool. If you hear an alarm, it's because Alexa's going off in the other room and I don't feel like dealing with her. So ISO, in search of. Okay. C2C. Hold on a second. Alexa, stop. There we go. I turned her off. It's so funny. I get so mad at her and it's stuff I said. Anyway, C2C is corner to corner. That's something I haven't tried yet, is a corner to corner blanket. I'd like to try that. So I'm going to make a mental note to add that to my project list for 2024. Here's a good one that I learned from Crystal over at Bag a Day. Your Crojo. So that is, my best way of putting it is you're wanting to crochet. Your urge to create a crochet project. If you lose your Crojo, it's your crochet mojo. So there's been times when I'm like, I just don't feel like it. So I lost my Crojo. Thank goodness I got it back. Yarn chicken. I play this often. When you're doing a blanket and you're going along or whatever, you're doing a project, and you've got this much yarn and this much project. Are you going to make it? Are you going to make it? You never know until that last stitch. So that's your yarn chicken. Keep going though. You never know. A yarny, I believe that's me. Someone who loves yarn. Case in point, someone who loves yarn. So I am definitely, let's see, what am I? I'm also a hooker and a yarny, and that's it so far. That's me so far. PhD, projects half done. That would be my calendar blanket. Yeah, because I'm up to July. So that would be my projects half done. FO, finished objects. Let's see. Your sable. Stash accumulated beyond life. So that means, that might be me too. You have more yarn accumulated than you think you could ever use in your lifetime. Well, I'm going to give it a really good try though. I'm going to try to absolutely use all of this in something, in some way. Speaking of that, well, let me finish this and then I'll tell you how I'm going to use some of my yarn stash. D-stash. So that's when you take little projects or those blankets where you can just do any other color and this and that, you de-stashing. So you're getting rid of all of the pieces and parts of yarn that aren't actual full skeins. Plus it could be, you know, using up the full skeins that you have. So it's whatever you have in your stash, making the most of it, not buying more. Let's see. Toad. Trashed object abandoned in disgust. I absolutely have those. I'm working along on something and in my mind I'm like, this is gonna be cool. One of the rare times, like I'm trying to make my own pattern or I'm trying to use stitches that I've learned but don't have a pattern for it. And then I look at it and I'm like, what was I thinking? So I have a few toads. Trashed object, abandoned in disgust. That's perfect. Let's see, Stash Buster. So that is, again, a project that uses a lot of your stash already have. And then the last one I have is a yarn eater. A yarn eater, again, I learned this from Crystal over at Bag a Day. A yarn eater is a stitch or a project that uses a lot of yarn to perform it or make it. So the one that comes to mind is like the bean stitch or anything with a bobble or a puff. Those usually take an extra bit of yarn. So there's my enlightenment for the day. Just some fun things. You know, just like when we all started texting. You had to learn the abbreviations, right? So just my little help with some of the abbreviations. Again, if I sneeze, I apologize. I really think I'm getting a cold. But I do have a doctor's appointment. That's why I'm trying to get this done early. Fritzy and I have been up since 1:30. We did try to lay back down, but that didn't work because at one point he wanted to stay up. At the other point, he wanted to sleep and I wanted to stay up. So we both just gave up and here we are. He's actually, finished, what's finished objects. He is currently laying on my FO. I just finished that blanket with the size 7 big yarn. And I was going to show it to you, but he's all snuggled up in it. So I won't bother him. So that's that. What else do I have to share with you this morning? I do have a couple magazines that I'd like to show you. I'll do that in another episode. But I want to tell you. So I'm always quick to tell you good deals and you know, stuff like that. So I told you I have one of those Cricut machines. And I was walking around Michael's and they had this vinyl, Sizer vinyl. That's the name of it. And it was only $1 a sheet, which is nice. 2 reasons why I like this. One, I fight with the roll from the Cricut vinyl. I'm always fighting with it. So I figured, wow, these are cool sheets. I'm going to get them. And for $1 a piece, why not, right? So I do my project. It's actually this. So you can see, oh, drop of coffee. We'll go the other side. So there we go. So I was making that. And I put this in. I fed it in, you know, did all the stuff I'm supposed to. And I noticed as it was cutting, part of it was peeling up. And I'm like, huh. So I'm watching it, making sure, you know, whatever's going on. And although it seems to be sticking okay now, just the quality of this is not as good. So, I mean, for $1 a sheet, I learned to stick with the name brand that goes with the machine. But I don't hate it. You know, I printed out a couple of them. One of them just was so bad that I just threw it out. But, I mean, 2 of them worked okay. So it's not horrible. But, I mean, for what it is, if I'm just going to make a little plaque to hang up somewhere, this will be fine. But other than that, I would stick with the actual name brand vinyl. Another hack that I learned for this machine is, I don't know if you don't have one, so it's a process. First you print it out here, then you peel off the extra color, and then you have to have transfer tape. So the transfer tape lays over top of it, and then you press it on there and it peel it off. Well, as with any, you know, the transfer tape is just an extra expense. What I found that works is packing tape. I have a ton of that. Just, you know, you can get it at Dollar General or wherever, the dollar store, and it works just as well. So you just lay it on there just like you would your transfer tape, and it comes out perfect. That's actually how I did this and all of my Christmas presents, and even these. So it works. So save yourself the money if you have some packing tape. And I found that out by accident because I had run out of the transfer tape that came with the machine. And I was like, well, now what? I said, well, you know, what's that saying? Necessity is the mother of invention. So I actually, out of necessity, I'm like, well, it's tape. Let's see what happened. And it works. So if you have packing tape, go ahead and use that to transfer your stuff. Save yourself a little bit of money. There you go. So, all right, well, we're 20 minutes in, and I figured I should get myself going because I have a doctor's appointment in a little while. And I do have some projects I'm going to work on later. So hopefully I'll be popping back on and saying hi to you guys. I'm really, really happy that you're here with me. I'm really happy that so many of you are telling me that they love our coffee every day. And I do try to get it uploaded as early as possible. Sometimes the internet world just takes forever to load stuff. Sometimes it goes a little quicker. So thank you all for having coffee with me. Thank you all for joining me. The wonderful comments. We're up to 200 or 330 subscribers. Makes me really happy. And I do appreciate y'all. Remember, if you enjoy the video, give me a thumbs up and a like. I think they're the same thing. Leave me a comment, subscribe if you haven't. Pop over to the Facebook group page. We're sharing all kinds of fun, crafty ideas and stuff like that over there. So thank you so much for joining me this morning for this episode of Coffee with Kim. And remember, be creative. Have a great day. I'll see you tomorrow.